E.N.D here, Strixhaven Commander Spoilers. Now that Strixhaven set is fully spoiled, it's time to start spoiling and talking about the 5 commanders that will come with Strixhaven, which all of them will be 2 colors and will bear the name of the college name. Let's start with LOREHOLD Legacy, and the commander of this deck is Osgir the Reconstructor. 2, 1 red and 1 white, it's a 4/4. Vigilance for 1. Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature control get +2/+0 until end of turn. X. Tap. Exile an artifact card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create 2 tokens that are copies of the exiled card. Activate only as sorcery. It's an interesting commander having synergy with artifact, and as you will see, the majority of the cards in this deck will focus on artifacts. Low Shield Clockwork Scholar for 2 and 1 white, it's a 2/4. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to attacking artifact creatures you control. Whenever one or more artifact creatures enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Angel of the Runes 5 and 2 white, it's a 5/7 flying, enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantment, and has plane cycles, which means that for 2, discard this card, search your library for a planes card, reveal it and put it into your hand. Archromancer's Map 2 and 1 white, it's an artifact, enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 2 basic planes cards, reveal them and put it into your hand. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if the player controls more lands than you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. Dixite Engineer 2 and 1 white, it's a 3/3. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Excavation Technique 3 and 1 white, it's a sorcery. Demonstrate. Demonstrate means that when you cast the spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. Destroy target non-land permanents its controller creates 2 treasure tokens. Monologue Text 2 and 1 white, it's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a treasure token. Bronze Guardian 4 and 1 white, 5 asterisk and 5 double strike ward 2. Other artifacts you control have ward 2. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. If you control 1 artifact, it is 1/5 if it's a low. If you control 2 artifacts, 2/5, and so on and so on. Layla the Blade Reforged 2 and 1 red, it's a 2/2. It has haste. Whenever it attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your library and or graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ruin Grinder 5 and 1 red, it's a 7/4. It has menace. When it dies, each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. It has Mountain Cycle 2. That's for 2. You will discard this card and search your library for a mountain and put it into your hand. Audius Reshapers 2 and 1 red, it's a 3/3. They have tap, sacrifice an artifact, reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. It deals damage to you equal to the number of cards revealed this way. Battle Mage Bracers 2 and 1 red, artifact equipment. A quick creature has haste. Whenever an ability of a quick creature is activated, if it's not mana ability, you may pay 1. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Equip 2. Cursed Mirror 2 and 1 red, tap for 1 red. Enters the battlefield, you may have it become a copy of any creature on the battlefield until end of turn, except it has haste. Wake the Past 5, 1 red and 1 white, it's a sorcery. Return or artifact cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until end of turn. Triplicate Titan for 9, it's a 9/9. It has flying, it has vigilance, it has trample. Whenever it dies, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token with flying, a 3/3 golem artifact creature with vigilance, and another 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token with trample. Study Hall Land Common card, tap for 1 colorless, 1 tap, add 1 mana of any color. When you spend this mana to cast your command, scry X, where X is the number of times it's being casted from the command zone this game. The last card, Alibu Ancient Witness 3, 1 red and 1 white, it's a 4/5. Other artifact creatures you control have haste. Whenever 1 or more artifact creatures you control attacks, it deals X damage to any target and you scribe X, where X is the number of tapped artifacts you control. So not all attacking artifacts, but attacking artifacts and even tapped artifacts that probably will give you some mana, like a Soaring. Overall, LOREHOLD Legacy is quite a good commander deck, especially having that particular artifact synergy. Tune in tomorrow for more and more spoilers about Strixhaven Commander decks, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.